guys, what is going on? Blossom is back, and welcome back to another episode of Topdrives. Today we're taking a little run on the street of nostalgia because we're going to be reacting to what my garage looked like back in January 13th, 2018. That was like 2.5 years ago. It has 3,000 views, and I was not getting those kind of views back then. So obviously you guys have probably gone back and wanted to see this yourself. But yes, this is the first ever video on my channel where I showed you my garage. So as you can see, it was titled Topdrives My Garage, posted Jan 13, 2018. Now the reason why I want to show this to you today is because it's at about 6,000 trophies, and today when I woke up, immediately when I checked my Discord, and I do have a Discord server, but it's Patreon exclusive for those that still don't know, Derek, he posted a picture of this account, and as you can see it has 6,000 trophies, and as you can see it has like a maxed out McLaren, 12C, the Pagani Huayra, a Bugatti Chiron, which has, I think that is maxed out, or close to maxed out, an Audi R8, as well as a KTM, and I was just like, what did my garage look like at 6,000? My garage definitely didn't look like that at 6,000. I mean, this is already multiple max legends in one picture, and I think I only got multiple max legends in my account when I hit like 30,000. So today we're gonna go back and venture into the past and look at my old garage, what it was at 6,687 trophies. I wasn't even 150 RQ back then, and just to let you know, during this period of the Topdrives timeline, this was post Porsche update. Obviously, as you can see, I have 3 911S 2.7s, which are all still in my account today, which is insane. And also, this was before the Mazda update. So, Jan 13, 2018, we've only had about 2 car updates. It was Suzuki and Porsche. So just to keep that in mind. But as you can see, let's get off into the start. I have 518K in the bank, which is the same 518K that's in my bank right now. I haven't used it. I haven't used that at all. It's actually insane. 431 gold, and this was when I was spending I spent about $200. The only reason I know this is because one of the comments here, 2 years ago now, how much have you spent on the game? 200 what? USD. Oh, so yes, this garage has about $200 US into it. Obviously now I have, I think, 2,500, something like that, but like, so it's like more than 10 times the amount. But let's have a look. Let's have a look at what $200 could get you back in the day in Topdrive. So as you can see, my values have not changed. At the start I had 0 comments. This was the low end garage I had back at 6,000 trophies. 0 comments. This was before Hutch was like, we're gonna force you to keep comments. Here, take all these Volkswagen Type 2s or these Jaguars or the smart EVs. Ugh, that came like I think the next month after this, or was it 2019? I can't remember. And then what else were they throwing in my face? I was gonna say the autisms. No, the not the autists, like the Austins. Okay, so yeah, this was before they threw all the comments, and my low end garage was literally 1 uncommon, because I hated comments, I hated uncommons. I felt like they were a waste of my garage slots, and I did not have a lot of garage slots back then. I think this was like, I don't know, like 100 cars or something. But the Ford Mustang 289, that was my lowest ranked car, and that is 699, by the way. That is a 699 uncommon Ford Mustang 289. Okay, so anyway, trip down memory lane. BMW 325i. I mean, what? I don't even remember that this car is still in the game. Is this car even in the game still? Or did they change the picture? Maybe they changed the picture. Is it maybe it's the 4-wheel drive one now? I can't remember though. Obviously we got the 3 Porsche 911 2.7s. 2 of them max because I used them to win a legendary prize car. It was the Porsche GT1 road car. And yes, this was back in the day when you could use rares to win the prize car. Because if I remember correctly, all the Porsches back then were performance tires, or at least most of them were. And I think the finals was either all off-road or all rain. I think it was all off-road. And if you didn't have like the Macan or the Cayenne, the 911S 2.7 was one of your best bets at the time. So I had like 3 of them. All 3 of them are still in my garage, and they've really glowed up because I think they went from a high-end rare to a low-end super rare. because Hudge realized that these cars were actually really OP, and then they got medium ground clearance in a later update, and now they're a mid-tier super rare, so that's very nice to see. Alright, so back then, this Corvette ZR1 still in my garage today. A lot of these cars that you see here are actually still in my garage today. The Chevrolet Chevelle, which is now 4.30 to 60, this was 5.0, and of course the El Camino, guys. Do you remember this? When the El Camino used to be rare? 4.20 to 60, 6.1, that wasn't even maxed, because when you max it out, it's 4.0. I didn't even have a max El Camino back then, and it was rare. It was insane. This was before I think I knew about MRA as well, right? This was when the Mercedes-Benz 280G was good, and then as you can see here, once again, the Mercedes-Benz S400 and the GL350, both RQ18 super rares. Now, I do apologize in advance. Obviously, I never do this anymore, but I did filter this garage in terms of rarity. So as you can see, everything is all topsy-turvy, and there's gonna be like RQ16s lying around. It's weird, but at least we know it goes from rare to super rare and all that. At least the rarity ranks are the same, but the RQs are all gonna be, the RQ numbers are gonna be all over the board. But as you can see, the Mercedes-Benz super rare, both of them super rare, which is, it feels weird. I pulled this car literally like yesterday as well, as an RQ19 or whatever RQ it is now, 50, 51. Here you go, even more, the Infiniti QX50 and two BMW X3s. I mean, all this are now ultra rares, which is insane, and they're all the same. All right, this one that I have here, oh wait. No, I don't have this one anymore, because if you remember, I maxed it out, it went ultra rare, and then it lost in the Japanese championships, and I got so mad at it that I sold it. But then I got a second one, and then I maxed it out again, because I was just like, yeah, I kind of need this car, don't I? Which was a big clown face for me, a big bruh moment. But yeah, this Infiniti isn't the same anymore. This BMW X3 though, I think this was the first ever ultra rare I pulled. It was the first, not the first ever ultra rare I maxed, but the first ever ultra rare I pulled, because this car used to be an ultra, then it went down to super for a while, and then it went back up to ultra, and now as you can see in the game, this car is still an ultra. I haven't pulled this car in forever, but yeah, I don't really use it that much. 6275, it kind of speaks for itself. And if you haven't realized, I have a lot of Porsches. I got 4 of the Boxers, and this was because I am a huge fan of Porsche, right? Before Dodge came into the game, before Aston Martin came into the game, Porsche was my favorite manufacturer in the game, because when it comes to the Blossom, or my real life all-time standings, Dodge is my favorite brand of all time, Aston Martin is second, and Porsche is third. So this was before Aston Martin and Dodge came into Topdrives, so of course Porsche was number 1. So this was back in the day when I used to open Porsche ceramics like crazy. I remember there were 10 Porsche ceramics out at one point, and I bought them all with gold. I think I spent about $50 on Porsche ceramics, and I think at the end of the day, I think I got like 2 or 3 ultras out of the 10. It was not a good time. But I also opened the carbons, and I got a couple epics. You will see this is a very Porsche heavy garage, right? I was a really huge fan of Porsche back in the day. I still am now, but obviously with Dodge and Aston Martin, I'm kind of really focusing on those 2 brands a lot more, because they're the only 2 brands I prefer over Porsche. But anyway, the BMW Z4 S-Drive, as you can see, this is drag spec 332 or 996, still have that in my garage, and then 2 Trailblazers, both of which I also still have in my garage. As you can see, I'm a very sentimental person. Once I max something out, the chances are it will stay in my garage for the rest of its life. So yeah, the Chevrolet Blazer, both of them, this was when it used to be super rare as well. Can you imagine that? Now it's an ultra, not even a low-end ultra, kind of like a mid-tier ultra, and it's still a very useful car till this date, because Chevrolet did get an overhaul. Yeah, Chevrolet get an overhaul in American Dream, but there was really nothing that could take over just the status of the Trailblazer. So until today, recording this in September 2020, this car is still the best in its class. Moving on, we've got the Subaru Levorg and the Montero Black Edition, and as you can see, I'm showing it to you. I think I was showing this 105 days because it was one of my oldest cars at the time. It still is, but 105 is like nothing now. I have cars that are like over 1,000 days, probably 1,200 at this point, or 1,100. I'm not sure. Very, 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 very old though. I got the Mitsubishi Montero. You know what? I'll put the actual days in this video. So I'll show you my actual Trailblazer days as well, like here right now, because I know later I'm gonna talk about the Legacy. I'll show you the Legacy days as well, just to compare and contrast. My Montero Black Edition and the Montero SG4. I'm a huge fan of the Mitsubishi Montero. They're not. I don't think I've ever seen them in the U.S. I don't think these are cars that you see in the United States, but like I think when I first saw the Montero, it was in Topdrives, and I was just like, this car is pretty cool. Like, it reminded me of like a Lexus Land Cruiser, and I'm a huge fan of the Lexus Land Cruiser or the Toyota Land Cruiser, you know. And this car just reminded me of it, so I was just like, I'm gonna max 2 of them out. And this one's 323, and this one's 233, right? Because that was back then. We didn't know what was the best upgrade pattern, and now it's just like experimenting with everything. So, you know, this was a 332 Legacy, this was a 233 Montero, this was a 323, and I was like, oh, which one's better? Obviously, this one is better. Right, and this car actually ended up winning me a ×5 carbon fiber pack, I think, at one point in an event. It was like a 2010 to 2014 event, and like there was an RQ limit and there was off-road, and this car fit perfectly. But basically, the Montero here, I still have it today, and as you can see, these used to be lower tier super rares at RQ15. Now they're like mid-tier super rares. But yeah, I still have this exact one today because it's 323, but the 233 I sold because the 233 was just losing to everything. But I did honor it because I did get a second Montero Black Edition, and I maxed it 323. So now I have 2 of these at 323, but this one isn't the same anymore. This was the 233. It's gone now. I sold it because it was useless, right? The Subaru Legacy though, this one I still have in my account. This is the oldest car I have in my garage. As you can see here, it is 126 days old. And now I'll post the actual date from the day of recording, and let's see how old it is. It is that old. I don't know what the actual number is because I haven't edited the video, but I'm pretty sure that is a very old car. I'm gonna give my guess. Probably like 1,200, 1,160. That's my guess. 1,160. As you can see here, I got 2 of these 924 turbos, which were also like a better option to my 911 2.7 that were rare. But as you can see, I don't change. I hate maxing out super rares, and this was no exception. I never maxed this car out. I still don't have this car maxed out in my garage. I just can't be bothered. The Cadillac CTS, this car actually was in my garage for a very long time. It's also 233. This is a 233. It was in my garage for quite a while. I sold it recently. I think I sold it maybe 3 months ago because I realized once again 233 is useless, right? But then again, kind of like the Montero, I was like, I'm gonna honor it. I'm gonna max another one 323. The thing is, I haven't maxed another one 323. I have one locked, but I haven't gone around to maxing it because there's no point, because the ELR is better in every way. I guess the only thing that this car has over the ELR now is that it's medium, and the ELR isn't medium anymore, so I guess that's the only thing. We got a Datsun, right, the Porsche 968 Club Sport, and of course we have the Mercedes-Benz and the Ridgeline. All these cars are not here anymore. I do have a Mercedes E320 and a 968 maxed, but I don't think these are the exact same cars, right? And then look at this, the BMW M5. This was a super rare. Oh, and I'm also showing you the Datsun, but yeah, the BMW M5, this was a super rare. Now it's an ultra rare. Obviously, I think it's an RQ20 now, or maybe it remained at RQ50. I'm not sure, but you know, the whole RQ thing has changed so much. Anyway, let's go on to the ultra rares now. I didn't have a lot of ultra rares. You know, right now in my garage, I think I have 194 maxed ultra rares, and I think I have about 240 ultra rares in total. Back then, I think I only had like 10 or something, right? Like, this is insane. This is insane. When you think about it, I started playing this in September 2017, so I've only had this account for October, November, December, for about 3 months. This is about a 3-month-old account, maybe like 3 months and a week or something like that, or 3 months and 2 weeks. But as you can see, well, actually, I don't know. What was it? 120 days on that Subaru, so about 4 months, something like that. But yeah, Porsche Cayman, right? This is a car that I used to hate a lot because, let's be honest, this car was really bad as an RQ22. But now, the Cayman's actually pretty good at the RQ it's at. I think it's at like 61 or something like that. Now it's good, and I do want one, and I do want to max a Porsche Cayman from 2012, the yellow one in particular, but I haven't gotten it again. I've never gotten it again. So yeah, that's obviously not with us anymore. The Martini though, still in my garage. The BMW M5. Am I gonna click it? Am I gonna click it? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, let's go. Yes, this is my drag spec. Ooh, I zoomed out there. This is my drag spec BMW M5. I love this car so much. This is my first ever maxed ultra rare. I still have it. I still have it in my garage. Absolutely loving this car. And of course, as you can see here, that is a maxed out Mustang GT when it used to be ultra rare. Can you remember that? And this was obviously, you could get this car, well, not for free, but like if you bought the starter pack, then they would give this to you. And now it's still the same. It's just that now they give it to you and it's an epic and it's impossible for you to max out. But as an ultra rare, you know, back then for me, it was also pretty hard to max out, but I did get it done. And then obviously this was back when I already had 2 Martinis because I opened a lot lot. I think I opened like every Porsche Carbon that came out and every like Porsche Ceramic that came out too, right? I had the maxed out Cayman at a 911 RS, which is in my garage still, maxed out now at 323, I believe. I got my BMW Z8, which is drag spec, as you can see, 3.60 to 60 because it's 332. I got a 1-star Honda Pilot. This is something I completely forgot. I never knew I had a 1-star Honda Pilot. Seriously, I didn't. Ooh, that was thunder. Did you guys hear that? But yeah, I never knew I had a 1-star Honda Pilot. Eventually, I either sold it or fused it because I don't have that anymore. The BMW 335D, I still have this in my garage. Obviously, it's an epic now because it's 4-wheel drive and medium ground clearance. But it's just crazy to think that this used to be Ultra. Ultra fits it, right? Because, you know, red in the Ultra, it's a red, you know, BMW. I like it. I like that picture a lot. If they zoomed it out a little bit more, I think it would have been perfect. And of course, the 1993 BMW M3, one of my favorite BMWs of all time. Obviously, I have two. One of them is Max. And of course, two Elite Sport 135s. I now have three Max Elite Sport 135s, but these three Max Ultras that you see here, they're all still the same. I've always had them. The Lotus 340R as well, I've had this Max for the longest time ever. The R32, I had this Max. The AMG SL73, all these cars here, I still have in my garage today. But then the XLR-V, I know I have a Max one, but I'm pretty sure this isn't the one that I have today. Like, I'm pretty sure this one got fused somewhere down the line. Anyway, moving on to the epics now. See, that wasn't a lot of Ultra Rares, but once again, this was a pretty big garage back in 2018. I had two maxed out Z28s, as well as a Corvette Stingray Z51. Now, I think this, I can't remember if this was before the Corvette Z06 finals or after the Z06 finals. All I know is I had two of these Max, and I had a Stingray, and I didn't win it, which makes me really sad because it hasn't come out for a rerun in forever, and I really wanted that car. I'm surprised I didn't win it. How did I not win it? Thinking about it now, I mean, I had two Max Epics, and this was the competition back in 2018 where it should have been a lot easier, right? I don't know. Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, that's an amazing car. I still have it in my garage. In fact, all these three Max Epics I still have in my garage today. In fact, all of these epics I still have it in my garage today. The Stingray, I still have it in my garage. This was such a useful car, by the way. This Mitsubishi, I used it in my daily, like, every day, and like it used to get me first place in the daily as well. The Audi RS6, I still have it Max. This was when it was medium and it had really good handling. I know, back in the day, right? And of course the Audi RS7, which also used to be medium, which isn't anymore. And then the four cars here, actually only three of these are no longer with us. The RS6, the STSV, and the 911, they're all gone now. But the R34 is still in my garage. I remember getting this. I got this on a Saturday morning. I was eating breakfast. It was fried rice. I remember that back in Seattle in my hometown. Got that from a random Japanese Carbon that I opened. BMW 740D, I got this from a ceramic. This was my first ever epic I got from a ceramic pack. Really happy, and I still have it in my garage. It recently got buffed in PL12 and it's still there. The Mercedes AMG C63, this recently got nerfed. It used to be medium, now it's low, but I still have it because I'm a huge fan of the C63 estate. Two other epic Porsches here is the 718 and the Boxer Spider. I think this was after the Carrera GT. This has to be after the Carrera GT finals because I remember getting the 718 Boxster from the Carrera GT Tier 2, I think. So this has to be after. But yeah, the Porsche Boxer Spider as well. Love that car. But there is one car that is missing. Where is it? The BMW M3 GTS. I should have it in here, but why is it not in here? That is weird. Maybe I thought that the BMW M3 GTS came out before the 911 GT1 road car, but I guess the 911 GT1 road car came out before the BMW GTS because it's not in the garage. Oh my god, what? Oh wow. Okay, but yeah, these two Porsches I remember getting this one from a Carbon, and I got the 911 Cabriolet from a Carbon as well. They're no longer with us. 12C from the campaign, I still have this in my garage at 2 stars. Two Ford GTs. This Ford GT was the Ford GT, the first legendary I ever pulled from a Carbon that I didn't win. And then the second Ford GT was the second legendary I've ever pulled from a Carbon that I didn't win. And then the third legendary I've ever pulled was the Porsche Panamera Turbo, and this was from a ×5 Carbon. And that was from a Christmas deal. That was from the Christmas offer. Same with that Corvette that I had. That was from a Christmas offer too. But yeah, the 12C, this campaign. I won the 911 GT1 road car. This was my first ever Tri-Series win, and that's it, man. That is my garage. What else do I have here? Oh, I just show you all the, all the cars that I have. Okay, that's cool. Don't need to see that because I've already told you about everything. The GT1 road car, I remember I won that in the shopping mall. My friend went to get some frozen yogurt, and he was like, yo, you want to get some frozen yogurt, bro? And I was like, no, I got some important shit. And like he was like, oh, what do you have to do? And I was just like, I gotta win this prize card, man. This is the first ever prize card I'm gonna win. But yeah, I remember winning that, and then I went to get some frozen yogurt. I remember that. That was in Bellevue Square. If any of you guys are watching from Washington, I know Pops you are. Yeah, that was from Bellevue Square in Washington. That's my absolute favorite mall, absolute favorite city. I want to retire there. But yeah, that's it. That was my garage. That was what my garage looked like almost 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, which is absolutely insane. I think what I should do is tomorrow post my garage review, like my garage now, not garage review, but a garage tour of my garage now, and we can just look at the differences. But wow, just absolutely insane. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, yeah, just, oh, nostalgia, right? Anyway, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Remember to wash your hands and have a good day. Blossom out.